Well, good evening and a warm welcome to the Stockholm Olympic Stadium for Skiskyttekampen, Stockholm Biathlon Challenge. I'm Scott Dixon and we are racing biathlon right in the middle of the Swedish capital, inside the same iconic venue that was built as the main stadium for the Stockholm 1912 Olympic Games. Well, it's going to be a packed night filled with drama. 5 races, each with consequence. And it's going to be unpredictable as ever, fast-paced. As you can see, Sebastian Samuelsson next to Martin Ponsiluoma getting warmed up, preparing for the drama that 10,000 strong have turned up to spectate and consume. Tonight's main event is the single mixed relay. It's run in 2 parts. First we have 2 qualifying heats, then a final that uses a pursuit start format. The winners of the 2 qualifiers go through automatically, joined by the next 6 fastest teams on time. So that means there is no going slow across the line. You could qualify from Group 2 even if you're last. And as long as you go extremely quick and getting across the line ahead of the second fastest from the previous qualifying heat. Massive names from the World Cup, massive names from the Olympics have come to enjoy this spectacle. Emilien Jacquelin teamed up with Justine Breza-Boucher for France. He'll be wearing bib number 1. Skirkaida with Johannes Daly-Chevdal. Now, don't those names ring a bell? Gold medalists at the Olympic Games. Here to perform in front of thousands of fans. 3 degrees is the air temperature. The snow is packed for now, and it remains to be seen how much it breaks up. And every aspect of this performance is going to be a novelty. Let's take a look now at the first qualification round of the mixed relay. So Justine Breza-Boucher and Emilien Jacquelin in ahead with Skirkaida and Johannes Daly-Chevdal in bib number 2. Last year's winners, we have Suvi Minkkinen and Tero Seppälä for Finland. And then wearing bib number 4, Elvira Öberg and Sebastian Samuelsson. Anna Magnusson and Jesper Nelin are wearing 5, and Amy Besergla and Niklas Hartweg are wearing 6. Belgium are making a show, and they are wearing bib number 7 with Lotte Lee and Florent Claude. And there is Lotte Lee. She knows how to get those targets down under high pressure situations. Amy Beserga, a connoisseur of the mixed relay event, single mixed relays, mixed relays. She loves the head-to-head bouts. She loves this format. Fairly flat course. Anna Magnusson, 3rd in the overall World Cup standings. Gracing us with her presence here, teaming up with Jesper Nelin. Elvira Öberg alongside Sebastian Samuelsson, wearing bib number 4. A formidable team. But only 2 from Sweden would be allowed to progress to the final, the fastest of them if they all qualify. Justine Breza-Boucher and Emilien Jacquelin. Wearing bib number 1. And that is going to be an interesting duo to watch. Skirkaida loves the mass starts, loves the pursuits. gold medalist in the sprint at the Olympic Games. And now Suvi Minkinen and Tero Seppala, defending champions in this competition. Will they manage to do it again? Well, Minkinen has had an unbelievably good season. She seems set to continue that momentum. The format, a lap and a half, into shoot, prone, lap, stand, hand over. The men and women will go twice. The women first and third leg, the men second and fourth, with the men having one extra lap at the end. Now for the first qualifier, the fastest is guaranteed to go through. And then the next 6 fastest times. They have 3 spare rounds to use for every target remaining after their 5 conventional shots. And so it begins. Now, the Stockholm Biathlon Challenge, Kampen, in this iconic venue where the Olympic Games were held in 1912. This venue oozing with history. And now the first of the qualifying heats. The Shirkaida almost loses her footing going around the left-hand bend just there. But it's a fast-paced race. And it's very important for these athletes to go fast enough to stay with the pack, but not to be so urgent as to arrive in the shooting range, their heart rate flaring. That would cause the shooting to be extremely difficult, especially in the sprint nature. Now there's the only significant incline built into the center of the stadium with some tactical turns as they jostle for position. And already is Anna Magnusson third to back, with Lotte Lee taking up the tail end of this race. Fighting hard, but now able to ease off behind Elvira Öberg. And now they take a left-hand turn in towards the shooting range. And it is business as usual. Now, 8 rounds to get down 5 targets. Closest to the camera, Breza Boucher. Maren Shirkaida on lane number 2. The first round to go down is from Suvi Minkinen. She gets 2, as Shirkaida gets 1. Minkinen fast and accurate. The shots are central, and the targets have fallen down with ease. Excellent shooting as Amy Baserga, she goes 5 for 5. No spares required. She's out. She is on the hunt. And now, having some trouble, Sweden requiring the use of spare rounds. Breza Boucher, she gets up and out. She'll be shortly chased by Lotte Lee for Belgium. But now, finally, Sweden get all the targets down. And Maren Shirkaida goes around the very short penalty loop and will join on the back of the 2 Swedes once she has got around the back of that loop. Now, in 7th place, 34.5 seconds back, Maren Shirkaida, the Olympic gold medalist, showcasing the absolute majesty of the sport of biathlon, the unpredictability. And Suvi Minkinen on leg 1 of 4, controlling her pace, keeping Amy Baserga at bay, although the gap is closing. It might seem that in these short races that pacing doesn't matter, but it absolutely does. As you've seen, Breza Boucher, one of the fastest on the World Cup, almost every single week, is now on the chase. Suvi Minkinen now coming in for stand. Amy Baserga right beside her. And with a miss from both. Will be pulled by France 1. The graphic there not showing Suvi Minkinen. But spare rounds are being now deployed as 5 for 5 for Suvi Minkinen. Or I should say 5 for 6. As Breza Boucher is already out, and now comes the first of the changeovers. Tero Seppälä will take over from Suvi Minkinen. And now, Emilien Jacquelin is in second place and on the hunt. Amy Basurga gets out a little slower than she'd have liked, but now handing over to Niklas Hartveg. But is there more trouble for Sweden? Well, the targets have gone down. Once again, slower than they'd have enjoyed in front of the home crowd. As Lotte Lee now hands over to Claude. Vera Öberg now to Samuelsson. This competition very much a chance for these athletes to feel a completely different sense of racing to that of the World Cup, after what is undoubtedly the blues having left from the Olympic Games in Antwerp. Maren Schierkeide handing over to Johannes Daly Shevdal, perhaps the surprise gold medalist from the mass start. Being lapped by Tero Seppälä. But every second matters. Nobody can afford to take their foot off the pedal as they are fighting for the fastest qualifying times. Only the first team across the line is guaranteed a spot in the final. Tero Seppälä now with an advantage over Emilien Jacquelin, who is guaranteed to shoot fast, but will it be accurate? Seppälä now 3 shots down. Seppälä, it's perfect shooting, it's fast shooting, and it is matched by Emilien Jacquelin, who has got all 5 targets, down with apparent ease. The purple dots representing the fall of the shot within the target. Switzerland now with Hartveg, relying on the extra rounds. Only 2 more, and 2 targets still standing. Switzerland are now clear. Sweden 3 are now clear. Magnusson and Nelin are coming out. Of course, with 1 stand yet to go before the next changeover. This race format is a constant barrage of things happening, of moments of excitement. And now Seppälä in the lead on the tail of Johannes Daly Shevdal. The lapping already upon us, and that's not something that Johannes Daly Shevdal is used to experiencing. The leaders on the cusp of lapping him, but they peel off to the left now as they prepare for the stand shoot. The first of 2 visits these athletes will make in the stand position in the qualifying competition. Seppälä against Emilien Jacquelin. Expect speed. Rapid fire from Jacquelin. Could it be 5? It is 5. What a show. And look at that. He doesn't even need to race across the line. He's guaranteed a spot in the final with the most remarkable shooting. The form has stayed with him since the Olympic Games. Now, Seppälä really struggling. He needs to get this last shot. 1 more opportunity to get the target down, and it goes down. Now, Jesper Nelin at the bottom of the screen, the graphic there with a miss. Switzerland with Hartveg goes 5 out of 5. Belgium with Claude missing the 2nd shot and the 3rd. So now back to the first leg, where Amy Basurga is being hunted down by Anna Magnusson. Justine Breza-Boucher back out on the track. Hartveg 40 seconds down. Jesper Nylén 41 seconds down at the exchange. Samuelsson 51.9. And Johannes Daly-Shevdal 59.9. Well, if so much can be lost in one leg, so much can also be gained. And it falls to Justine Breza-Boucher to replicate the shooting quality that she showed previously. Not an area that she enjoys the most in her biathlon experience. Skiing reliably fast, but shooting can sometimes be up and down. She starts with a miss, low right of the center ring. The grouping is low. The shots all falling low of the center ring, drifting from right to left throughout the process. There is the final hit. So, Justine Breza-Boucher managing to maintain that lead, with Minkkinen now in second place, settling down on the mat, loading up a spare, which he misses. Breza-Boucher is now out and on the course. Minkkinen gets the 5th target down, but has allowed others to close the gap. If only Amy Basurga is able to get this final shot down. She needs it, she gets it. Anna Magnusson goes and gets the 5th shot down with the use of an extra round. And Samuelsson will be watching on eagerly as Elvira Öberg is trying to still get one shot down. She needs to get this, she gets it. But after Shirkaida manages to go clear, Lotte Lee in ahead of the Scandinavian duo. Anna Magnusson in 4th place. Breza-Boucher now coming around the final curve before she takes a left in towards the stand shoot. It almost appeared as though Emilia Jacquelin was relaxed coming off the mat, as though the job was done. Halfway through, I'm afraid, Emilia Jacquelin, can you produce that same shooting once more? Well, first of all, let's take a look. Justine Breza-Boucher. All eyes on her. She has an advantage of 19 seconds. An headshot to the right, but it goes down. It's looking comfortable. Oh, smooth shooting there from Breza-Boucher. She's off, she's out, and she means business. She'll be handing over to Emilian Jacquelin. It's Minkkinen now focusing on getting that second to right shot. Both of the misses have been low left, but she has company from Magnusson and Basurga. Finland are out. Basurga is out. Magnusson still working hard to get those targets down. 2 to go. First spare, a success. Hartveg is underway now as Magnusson goes clear. Shirkaida missing the last shot. She needed that. Sebastian Samuelsson, excuse me, Jesper Nylén, getting started now for his final leg. So Anna Magnusson has done all the work she can. Leg 1 and 3 complete now for the women. All the teams having gone through, with Belgium at the back, 1 minute and 5 seconds down. Norway 1. Shirkaida and Daly-Shevdal 1 minute 2 seconds back. Emilian Jacquelin now in the lead, 26 seconds his advantage at the exchange. He'll have Seppälä dropping to the mat just as he's getting off, supposing he hits. And Hartveg, look at the speed. Well, he's making it look easy till that fourth shot goes high and slightly to the left. Seppälä now joins. And it doesn't distract Jacquelin. He gets that final shot down. He's up. Will he pace himself? Well, we've seen Emilien Jacquelin working brutally hard almost all the time whenever he's skiing. It doesn't seem to be his style to pace. Seppälä now gets the fifth and final target down. No spares required as Hartveg loads up the first of his spares. His right elbow slipping ever so slightly, but the fifth goes down with the sixth round. Hartveg now 27 seconds down. Finland having closed the gap from 26 to 19. And Jesper Nylund gets the targets down next. He comes out. 47 seconds down. Gradually losing time to the leaders. Is that Johannes Daly-Schäftel in trouble? Sebastian Samuelsson working hard now to claw back every second that he possibly can. He's in fifth. And remember, you can be in fifth and you can still qualify for the final. It is the winner from each heat going through, and then the next fastest times that constitutes who makes the final. Emilien Jacquelin is going to be fast. Will it be accurate? Well, the rifle was nearly on his back when he realized that it was not a hit. And another time, he almost did it again. It was so close, an edge shot, first low right, then top left, and finally a low left hit. And now one final lap, which he can afford to cruise. He's not gonna get caught by Seppälä, who's shooting accurately, but not as accurately as Hartveg, who goes 5 out of 5, rapid style. And Seppälä now has work to do, but could it already be enough? He's chasing Hartveg. Hartveg is running away. Emilien Jacquelin with a 12.9 second advantage, taking his time. Seppälä and Hartveg try and fight for the fastest possible time. Now Jesper Nylund goes clear. He comes out 51 seconds behind. And Sebastian Samuelsson 5.2 seconds behind him. So it is a ski race now between the two Swedes. But as Emilien Jacquelin crosses the line with Hartveg in the distance coming in second, an important moment for Sebastian Samuelsson. Only two Swedish teams can make the final. So Samuelsson has to work hard and needs to get in ahead of Jesper Nylund if he wants a hope at the final. And now coming across the line for Finland, Tero Seppälä in third place in a time of 17 or 18 minutes and 2 seconds. But here is the battle. Sebastian Samuelsson trying to close down Jesper Nylund. A big moment. Nylund working hard. He looks round his shoulder. Has he done enough? It looks like he has. Well, Sweden team 3 comes in across 47 seconds behind. Samuelsson 49. They need to hope that that is enough. Anna Öberg and Martin Ponsaloma will be going off in the next heat. As Johannes Daly-Schäftel still working hard. the last lap connoisseur, the man who's able to dig deeper than arguably anybody else, gives the crowd a wave. But it isn't over in terms of racing for Johannes Daly-Shevdal. The non-qualifying teams are going to race in an individual competition. First of all, the women and then the men. Further incentive to the €15,000 prize money for the winner. So now let's take a look. France won, is qualified as a certainty, and very likely Switzerland just 11.5 seconds behind. Finland with Tero Seppälä in third. A reminder that they won this event in 2025. Justine Brézat-Boucher and Emilien Jacquelin with third. So, with the form that Emilien Jacquelin is currently exhibiting in the shooting, with that unbelievable speed, there's every reason to think that this is an unstoppable team. But of course, Emilien Jacquelin hasn't got the world record for the fastest shooting. Martin Uldal, the young Norwegian, with the chance to fully demonstrate his ability. But Tero Seppälä there, just with complete control, total composure, managing to get in third place, 17.4 seconds off the lead, and 6 seconds behind the Swiss biathlete Hartweg. Johannes Daly-Shevdal crossing the line in last place with Marin Shirkaida, his teammate, both of whom will very likely now be joining the individual competitions. So the second heat, the qualifying round, is about to ensue. Fabien Claude receiving some information from Simon Fourcade. Talking tactics. Fabien Claude at the Olympic Games in the mass start. And the viral clip having an arranged sprint finish with 2 others, including Campbell Wright. Steam and Ader getting prepared and paired up with Steiner. 48th on the overall World Cup. Fabien Claude, 16th overall in the World Cup standings. Sat next to Nicholas Hartweg, who's 41st.
Emilien, tell me about this qualification race.
Oh, amazing, amazing. You know, with Justine, since 2 years we come here, we've never been on the podium. So I hope it's for this winter.
I saw you waving a little bit to the audience just to pump them up a little.
Yeah, I think people just come for seeing biathlon or the athletes they are cheering for during all season long. But we are here also to see us having fun, try to shoot fast and to make them enjoying. And this is the best way also for me to take some pleasure, so that's good.
Is it more about fun than about victory and the race?
100% fun. I mean, for me, I know if I enjoy my race, it will be a good one. So I have to keep this state of mind. And I think when I enjoy, people enjoy also. So I will continue like this.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, it is always so much fun watching Emilien Jacquelin perform at his best. The audacity to shoot in 16.8 seconds at the Olympic Winter Games and get the targets down was a real spectacle, and how tragic it was to see that he fell outside of the podium on that occasion by just 0.2 seconds, deposed by Stockholm. 0.2 seconds away from an Olympic medal. And look how vibrant he seems now, having fun. Something that athletes at the highest level must never forget to do if they want to be able to perform across a long season. So now, only one racer in this field is yet to debut on the World Cup. Sophie Chauveau. She's paired up with Fabienne Claude, wearing bib number 11. Norway Team 2, Tandrevold and Martin Oldal. And Norway 3 with Arne Kliev and Christiansen. Hanna Öberg will join Martin Ponsaloma for the Swedish team, and Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold. Now we're taking a look at Marlene Fichtner, who is going to be paired with Lukas Fratscher of Germany. Fichtner, an excellent shot, great under pressure. And Lucy Anderson of USA paired up with Campbell Wright, the World Championship silver medalist, and the entertainer, very much like Emilien Jacquelin. But now Steiner and Eder, what a team that is. Eder really the OG of fast shooting, and that's what this race is all about. Shooting fast and making a spectacle. And now Hanna Öberg. Well, the time to beat 18:33 to get in ahead of Sebastian Samuelsson's time. Sebastian Samuelsson, of course, paired with Elvira Öberg, her sister. But now, we have a look as Sophie Chauveau and Fabienne Claude, wearing bib number 11, are lined up on the front row alongside Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold. Tandrevold, after conducting her 2 shoots, will hand over to Oldal, who loves to shoot fast. He's been somewhat held back on the World Cup, and Tandrevold will be handing over to him after shooting 10 rounds, hopefully, if they all go down first time of asking. Now, Arne Kliev and Christiansen. They've got to beat Johannes Daly-Shevdal and the rest. So the winner of this qualifier is guaranteed to go through. And then the 6 fastest times will be next to go through. And they're off now, the second qualifier. Tandrevold leading the way. Sophie Chauveau, not having graced us with her presence on the World Cup yet, is now bumping shoulders with legends, Olympic medalists, and champions alike. The next generation joining at an event as brilliant as this. They will conduct 1.5 laps around this stadium. This Olympic-built stadium for the 1912 Olympic Games. And the format consists of the men and women both shooting 4 times. Once in prone, once in stand, before handing over to the teammate who does the same. And then they will do the same pattern, only difference being that the men on the final leg will conduct an extra loop at the end of shooting. The laps are short, but this is the semi-final, and only one team is guaranteed a spot to qualify. So they peel now to the left. As Arne Kliev comes in first. They go to the mats that correspond with their bib numbers. Sophie Chauveau closest to the camera. First round goes down from Steiner. It's a low miss. It's followed up with a hit. But unbelievably fast shooting there from Öberg. She's up, she's out, and she means business. The poles are on. But now, Tandrevold gets all the targets down with Arne Kliev still fighting to get the last. Steiner gets all 5 targets, but Chauveau is in trouble with targets still remaining, and Lucy Anderson of USA with 2 targets still remaining. But now, France Team 2 are clear. The time of 26.6 seconds down off the lead. Now, Hannah Öberg has a lead of 5.5 seconds over Tandrevold. Fichtner in third, just 8.2 seconds back, and Steiner of Austria nearly 20 seconds off the lead. This is the first of 4 legs, and of course, Hannah Öberg is paired up with her partner in life as well as now in this team, Martin Ponsiluoma. Marlene Fichtner doesn't have the same capacity on the skis, but certainly can run with the best of them on the shooting range with a remarkable accuracy and speed. But it's the head-to-head pressure as Hannah Öberg glances to her left to identify the gap to second. It's Tandrevold. Now Hannah Öberg looking relaxed for the first 5 of the 10 stand shots she will fire in this qualifier. The round goes down quickly. Wow, so fast, so much risk, but so much accuracy nonetheless. Tandrevold shooting incredibly as Hannah Öberg gets the 5th. Tandrevold goes 5 for 5 in quick fashion as Marlene Fichtner joins the clear shooting. But look how close it is now between the leaders as Hannah Öberg is running straight through to exchange to Martin Ponsiluoma. Tandrevold hands over to Oldal. Arne Kliev. Well, that's Steiner now handing over to Eder. Arne Kliev just shoots clear with Chauveau just managing to get the targets down. But there is Martin Ponsiluoma. There is the leader with only a 1.9 second advantage at the exchange. It has grouped up, and Oldal wants to make that connection. He wants to apply the pressure. You can see the gap. It's extremely tight. But there's a risk that comes with attacking so early on. The pulse will be high, and they have to stay controlled to get these targets down. Martin Ponsiluoma alongside Oldal, who has that unique way of getting the rifle off his back. Now Fracture for Germany at the top. taking his time to get the first shot down, but Martin Ponsaloma there with a miss. Germany joins with a miss, but now they each have one. Oldal with two apiece. All the leaders missing 2 targets, and now allowing the group to reconnect. Eder starting out with 2 misses, then a dead center hit. And now the 3 leaders all get the targets down at the same time. They come out of the range almost together. Now Oldal in the lead. Martin Ponsaloma hot on his heels. Eder manages to get the targets down. A few more spares than he'd have liked in the interest of closing that gap. Claude now with one more opportunity to get the target down, which he does. Penalty loop averted for the Frenchman. Well, blink and you will miss it. This event giving so much drama as Claude flings his glasses off his head with one swift whip of the neck. And Oldal looking composed, Martin Ponsaloma even more so, as they lead the way in ahead of Fracture.
Håll igen nu publiken, för det här är extremt snabba skyttar som kommer in på skjutvallen här.
The poles are coming off. And look how Martin Oldal removes the rifle. It's so slick, it's so fast, it's a spectacle. Well, the cost of trying to shoot so fast can sometimes mean the misses come thick and fast, but Martin Ponsaloma doesn't have a miss on his target. 5 go down in quick succession, and now Oldal is on the back foot. Fracture attempting to get the last shot, but falling short. And now Germany is clear. Christiansen has gone 5 for 5 without the use of a single spare, and is right behind Fracture of Germany, who hands back to Fichtner. Arne Kliev in behind the German. And now Claude handing back to Chavot. And there's Hannah Öberg. It's all about the mental tranquility of shooting versus the dramatic aggression of skiing. She comes out in ahead of Simon Eder, who hands over to Steiner. Almost a lap behind. Now the losing teams, as a reminder, will then race as individuals. First of all, a women's individual, and then the men's individual. And that precedes the final, which Hannah Öberg is fighting to make with this prone shoot. The second last visit she will make to the range in the qualifiers. And look at the speed, look at the accuracy. Well, she made that look so easy. She's off. Hannah Öberg, poles reattached, leaving everybody else in her wake, as now Marlene Fichtner shooting accurately alongside Arne Kliev and Tandrevold. Arne Kliev is off, also managing to get the targets down. Tandrevold with a miss. So difficult to shoot this fast, this accurate, when sprinting around a short course like this. It elevates the heart rate in a completely unique way. Now Tandrevold gets all the targets down. But here is the sharp end of the field with Hannah Öberg making the targets look huge, the way that she got them down so quick. In front of the home crowd. And now, Martin Ponsiluoma. You'll be watching on eagerly. Psychologically preparing for his next battle out there on the tracks. Hoping that the targets go down just as easily now in stand. As Lucy Anderson from the USA gets lapped. It's a low hit, but a hit nonetheless. Oh, it's a spectacle. Absolutely phenomenal shooting from Hannah Öberg. 5 out of 5. It is not accurate, it is messy, but it is 100% targets down, out of the range, and handing over to Martin Ponsiluoma, who just needs to take it home. Arne Kliev now loading up a spare. Marlene Fichtner by her side. Arne Kliev thought that that was a hit, but was deceived. Fichtner missing just high to the top left. Now it's getting close. There's a miss. Arne Kliev is on the penalty. Marlene Fichtner will ski past it. And now Tangervold with an opportunity. She needs this target to go down. Sophie Chavot back in the race. Well, it's all happened behind the scenes, off camera, but there you can see Sophie Chavot is back in contention and giving the opportunity and the baton to Claude to do the damage, but he's up against one of the best. Christiansen. Bet the Sjåstad Christiansen loves the mind games, loves the head-to-heads, as we saw in Ruhpolding, where he was allowing the lead to go so that he could settle in behind and do as little work as necessary. Bulldown now underway with Ada on his heels. Martin Ponsiluoma very much in a position where it's his to lose. Starting with a hit and then a miss. And there's your second miss now. This is where the pressure begins to mount. Only one more target, 2 more bullets to get it. He gets it with the first of 2. And there it is, a guaranteed qualification now. Sweden with 1 more lap to go. Martin Ponsiluoma and Hannah Öberg now are going to guarantee that Sebastian Samuelsson will not be racing in the final. Fracture, closest to the camera, gets 5 out of 5. He's up, he's out, as Christiansen alongside him does the same, and now it's a ski race. Claude going 5. Excellent shooting. 1 more stand to go for these athletes, and it is getting very, very tight at the top. An excellent lead for Ponsiluoma, 30.4 seconds. Surely that is enough for a guaranteed spot in the final. Fracture, hunted down by 2 of the fastest skiers on the World Cup. Christiansen, Claude. As this track weaves and turns over bumps. Tactical race course that does really take it out of the legs of these athletes. The gap was 30.4 seconds to second. Fracture on the chase with Christensen and Claude right behind him. Can Ponsaloma guarantee a spot in the final? Well, it's the worst way to start. And that is painful. 3 mistakes opening the door. And all of the rounds falling right to the top of the target. 1 spare and 1 target remaining as Fracture settles. Christensen behind him. Martin Ponsaloma goes clear. Last lap. Rung by Nielsen. As Fracture gets the final target down. Christensen is in trouble because Claude has got the targets down and Christensen has missed again. So Fracture managing to do the work in the range. And Fabian Claude now has a lot of work to do if he thinks he can close that gap down now on the German. The gap is 4.7 seconds to second place. And no spot is absolutely guaranteed except for the first to cross the line. So the onus is on Christensen, Claude, all of the others to race right into the line. But here is your winner of the qualification. Heat number 2, Martin Ponsaloma. Paired up with Hanna Öberg, crossing the line in first. Now Fracture crossing in second. An excellent race, 12 seconds back. Fabian Claude coming across the line in third. Sophie Javot will be pleased to have been part of that comeback as Christensen crosses 28 seconds behind. And Oldal just managing to pip it in ahead of Eder. The new generation of rapid-fire shooters against the old generation, the OG, the beginner, who started it out with that rapid style of shooting. And Shikaida keeping the legs moving on the bike. Martin Ponsaloma, the gold medalist in the pursuit. And here comes Campbell Wright. Seldom seen not smiling. The man is an entertainer and an exceptional athlete. Perhaps didn't have the Olympics he was fighting for, but nevertheless is an absolutely phenomenal athlete we're going to see a lot more of in the coming years. So here's qualification number 2. Sweden, team 2, at the very top with Germany in second place, 12 seconds behind. France in third, Norway in fourth. Austria with Simon Eder and Steiner in sixth. Team USA in seventh.
Det ska jag nu alltså. Tack publiken för underbart tryck, inte minst när det gäller Campbell Wright där på slutet, samtidigt som vi kan titta på lite repris.
Well, there was moments there where Martin Ponsaloma kept it exciting, missing 3 targets in the last stand, but managing to get them all down with the spare rounds. Uldal, although rapid at shooting, although able to get the rifle off in a apparently magic way, seems to just fall off his back. wasn't able, with his team, and Tandrevold, to get right up to the top. Biathlon fans around the world coming to watch the spectacle unfold. The heats are now over. The final will be announced. And before that, the teams that did not qualify will compete, first of all, the women, in a head-to-head individual battle. The men then will do the same. And then will be the final. Martin Ponsaloma soaking up the applause. Fracture doing a great job to fend off Claude, the Frenchman, who crosses the line in third place. Christiansen in fourth. And so now the times are being calculated. And amazingly, there was only 2 seconds in it. Seppala in Finland, for Finland, and Minkinen, they came third in a time of 18:02, and Fabien Claude, alongside Chavot, finished in 18.00. So only 1.2 seconds ahead of Finland in a completely different heat. And then the next fastest team was Christiansen with 18:13. Jesper Nalin and Anna Magnusson were 18:31. So it looks like we're going to have to obviously check this when the official results are released, but Christiansen may have just pipped it alongside Arne Kliev. Well, what an unbelievably dramatic format. It's quick-paced. There's something happening all the time. You blink and you can miss one of these shoots, especially if Emilien Jacquelin is behind the rifle. Really opens the door for the entertainers and the biathletes who just have a temptation to just ping those targets down. As there was that time where the viral challenge to take the rifle off your back, hit 5 targets, and then rifle on the back in as quick a time possible. I remember those videos were circulating, and Ole-Einar Bjørndalen managed to get under 10 seconds. It was formidable at the time, but now to think that Oldal was able to do it sub 13 seconds on a World Cup. Changing times. Anna Magnusson now getting her rifle ready.
Okay, normally as a couple, now competing as a couple. How's that?
It's very nice. I think we make a good team.
What do you say, Martin?
I'm totally agree.
What else?
I cannot say much.
What do you say about this qualification round, first of all, this race?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Hanna did a super job, so I just had to keep the lead. So it was a nice situation.
What's the difference between competing on Olympics, for example, and competing here in Stockholm?
I think here the crowd really cheers for us, and they carry us around the track here, and yeah, I really enjoy this kind of, also like a bit more of a show feeling this competition brings.
And the atmosphere?
It's really good, and yeah, we like to hear them cheer for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Martin Ponsaloma deploying his diplomacy there in the answer to those questions, but a great team they were and are. And we're about to get underway with the first individual races for the teams that did not yet qualify. So the mass start for the women will include Maren Schierkeide, Elvira Öberg, Anna Magnusson, Lotte Lee, Tamara Steiner and Lucy Anderson of the USA at the back, all starting together. This competition will entail 2 visits to the shooting range, prone, then stand. A lap before, a lap after, and only a minute to go until they get underway. Schierkeide, one of the very best in the world, an up-and-coming talent. Lotte Lee on the right-hand side of your screen, alongside Anna Magnusson, Elvira Öberg. And Tamara Steiner, starting on row number 2. So it is just simply a head-to-head battle. Quick lap. Lucy Anderson preparing to get underway. Undoubtedly still with tired legs from the previous race. Tamara Steiner for Austria, competing alongside in the team qualification with Eder, with the legend himself. Maren Schierkeide having fun and very quickly becoming one of the most popular biathletes on the World Cup circuit. Anna Magnusson for Sweden now. First Olympic medal in Pyeongchang, what seems so long ago. With Elvira Öberg standing beside her. And now Lotte Lee, competing for Belgium, and an exceptional shooter. And now it very simply is a case of whoever crosses the line first will win this individual bout. The men will do the same just after. Schierkeide looking confused. Anna Magnusson looking relaxed. And now the crowd building up the tension with the applause. And now 10 seconds to the start. And now they're off. Well, some have had longer to rest than others, but these biathletes are no stranger to the intensity of interval training and to racing at the highest level. It will all come down to the shooting range. Very little time can be won and lost on a track like this. But by sticking with the pace, if your body doesn't feel comfortable at that pace, it makes it exceptionally difficult to control the rifle in the shooting range. Elvira Öberg at the front, taking the lead. Lotte Lee in behind her. And Lucy Anderson in third place. Anna Magnusson tucked in behind her. And now Shikaida deciding that she wants to try and make a move and get a little higher up the order. But it's hard to make any ground, not without intense acceleration. Again, that is costly. Elvira Öberg still in the lead, coming in towards the shooting range. As they take a left, Shikaida, the only one to be out of formation. But now the transition moment has taken place. They're focused now on their breathing, their process. Elvira Öberg, smooth. And Lotte Lee, lane number 2. First miss comes from Elvira Öberg. Lotte Lee also with a miss, but Steiner at the top of your screen going well. She goes 4, can it be 5? Steiner goes clear, exceptional shooting. Anderson will join her, and now Elvira Öberg is up and out. They're all gone, and they will conduct the loops that correspond with their misses. 4 of them go around the penalty loop. Anderson is your leader after the prone shoot. Steiner is in second. And now, 10 seconds later, Elvira Öberg. Now, Lucy Anderson has a slightly different dynamic that she's used to. Of course, 77th in the overall World Cup standings. Doesn't best prepare you for the psychological effect of standing on lane 1, being at the front of a race. But the way she got those prone targets down suggests she absolutely can handle the pressure. Steiner right behind her. Steiner 48th overall in the World Cup rankings. There is your gap. How much of that can be reclaimed on this next visit to the range versus the ski speed? Well, even though it's fairly flat with few corners, it is still unbelievably physically demanding. These short, sharp competitions really do take a toll. But now, coming in to shoot for the second time. Anderson on lane 1, Steiner on lane 2. Now they have the company of Öberg. Steiner with 2 quick hits. They're on the edge, but it doesn't matter because they're going down. And Steiner gets all 5. Excellent shooting. Anderson shooting more slowly, but she's got lots of misses behind her. 2 mistakes now for Steiner. Elvira Öberg goes for the fast strategy. It doesn't pay off, but Shikaida gets all 5. An edge hit at the top, but a hit nevertheless. As Lotte Lee now an opportunity, she goes 5. Steiner is out. Shikaida is in second place, 17 seconds behind. And Magnussen in third, but she has got company. Lotte Lee is on her heels, and Anderson is chasing her down, following her 2 penalties. And now Steiner, with that 16.9 second lead, is untouchable. And she looks over her shoulder. She knows it's a victory, waves to the audience. What a moment, what a performance. What exceptional shooting. 10 out of 10. And now Maren Shikaida of Norway crossing the line in second. He threw us off and she entered the range in 5th, but climbed up to 2nd. And Anna Magnussen managing to stave off Lee as she crosses the line in 3rd. And Anderson, although she came into the range in 1st, with some slower shooting and 2 mistakes, drops to 5th, but what a great performance from her. And now Elvira Öberg, she's going to receive A mighty applause from this audience as she crosses the line now in 6th for what is one of the most fun and exciting biathlon competitions there is. Steiner now having her rifle checked, making sure there's no rounds left in it. All of the rounds removed from the magazine. And Siemenader preparing to get started. So there's the results. Steiner with a perfect 10 out of 10. Maren Kyrkaida 9 out of 10. Magnussen missing 2, but in 3rd, Lotte Lee in 4th. Lucy Anderson in 5th, and Elvira Öberg in 6th with 4 misses. They make it look so easy out there, but hitting these targets is unbelievably hard under the intensity of these short races. Steiner. Total control. She didn't shoot too fast. She focused on precision and so was able to deliver the win. Lucy Anderson standing on lane 1.
You've been to Stockholm before? Last year, this time. What do you say about Stockholm? I say it's the greatest city I've been to. Quite great. But now it's already your turn to race. Take the microphone and tell something to the crowd here in Stockholm Arena.
Campbell right now with the microphone.
You've been great. Lots of good cheering from you guys, and 2 more races tonight, and I want to hear you even louder. Come on.
Campbell Wright wants to hear the crowd even louder. Well, the atmosphere is buzzing inside that Olympic Stadium. 1912, the Olympic Games were held here in Stockholm for this stadium, specifically built for that event. And perhaps you missed it just before the races got underway. There was the medal redistribution. Olympic medalists from Vancouver 2010 were honored during the special Olympic medal redistribution ceremony during the biathlon competition. The reassignment follows the disqualification of all of Evgeny Ustugov, Russia's competition results from 2010 to 2014. Due to anti-doping rule violations, the bronze medal in the men's 4x7.5 kilometer relay at the 2010 Vancouver Olympics were awarded to the Swedish relay team. Fredrik Lindström, Carl-Johan Bergman, Matthias Nilsson and Björn Ferry. And the medals were awarded by Gunilla Lindberg, IOC member. So perhaps not the same feeling of receiving those medals in the moment. The medals have been returned to their rightful owners.
It's such a nice atmosphere here, and the night race is very special, so I'm thankful to start here.
And what do you say about the race, the last one?
Yeah, it was a good race. I shot 0-0, and yeah, I could win it.
What does this kind of competitions means to the biathlon family?
It's so nice because everyone is so happy, and it's like so. Yeah, it's a fun race, and yeah, it's cool to race here.
Do you see it more like a joy and fun thing to come here? Is it more like a boost for you, energy-wise?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it's different than a World Cup race, but it's a bit more fun, I would say, and joy, and yeah, it's really nice here.
Even you guys seems to be more chill, actually.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More chill. Well, they all certainly do. Big smiles, and it's not a surprise because this really is a brilliant atmosphere and a lovely format, a complete change of scenery And it's almost like a bit of a game. And these athletes love to change it up every now and then. Johannes Daly now will absolutely relish the opportunity in this mass start to go head-to-head with Sebastian Samuelsson, Jesper Nelin. And I will bring you the other names on that list: Florent Claude, Simon Eder, and Campbell Wright. Well, you can absolutely guarantee this is going to be a lot of fun. And this mass start precedes the final mixed relay. Sebastian Samuelsson having a chat with Johannes Daly Chefdal, the legend who won the gold medal in the mass start. Now, wasn't that a spectacular scene? What an Olympic Games, and what an atmosphere. Biathlon just draws so much international attention and love. More Olympic tickets sold than any other event at the Olympic Games. And now these events creating such a buzz. People want to see the athletes in these different settings. Campbell Wright loves it. He loves the atmosphere, and he creates an atmosphere. Campbell Wright. Exuding love for the sport. Simon Eder, one of the greatest of all time. Been around for a long time, but always with something special to bring to a race. Johannes Daly Chefdal won the last gold medal there was to win at the Olympic Games for the men, with 20 out of 20. It was a mass start, just like this. Jesper Nelin for Sweden on the front row, and shoulder to shoulder with Sebastian Samuelsson, whom he has shared a relay team on now for many years and across 3 Olympic Games. Sebastian Samuelsson's first Olympic medal, the epic pursuit competition where he beat Benedict Dahl in Pyeongchang in a sprint finish. And now Florent Claude. His brothers competing in the French team. Fabien Claude making the Olympic Games. The 3 brothers all on the World Cup. Well, only a few moments to go until we get underway, and a reminder of the racers: Johannes Daly Chefdal, Sebastian Samuelsson, Jesper Nelin, Florent Claude, Simon Eder, and Campbell Wright. No spare rounds. You miss, you go round a penalty loop. And so the applause begins to climb as the nerves, even in a fun race like this, will absolutely be jangling. Claude and Samuelsson having a last moment chat. And now they're underway. The second last race of the evening. 2 chutes, 1 prone, 1 stand, and they are out like a bullet. Quick, dynamic, and already jostling for position as Claude takes the inside line. Sebastian Samuelsson controlling the second lane with Nelin tucking in behind him. They know each other well. All the hundreds of hours they've spent training together. Campbell Wright saying, absolutely not. We're not going slow, not on my watch. He skips to the front. He gets around that tight corner with arguably a little bit of difficulty. As now the zigzag gets underway before back onto the straight. Now Campbell Wright in the lead. with Samuelsson right behind him, Claude in third, Dali Shevdal in fourth, Nelin in fifth, and Simon Eder taking his time, not getting into any trouble, in sixth place. Campbell Wright will be the first into the shooting range. For every single miss that we see, these athletes will go around the penalty loop. It's a short penalty loop, taking some 10 seconds. Onto the mat that corresponds with their position entering the range. The first round comes from Jesper Nelin of Sweden, but then followed with a miss. Nelin is shooting fast, but not as fast or accurate as Campbell Wright, who gets 5 out of 5. Simon Eder is also clear. Jesper Nelin is up and out. Oh, but Campbell Wright has a slip. He's in the lead with Eder on his case. And now Johannes Dale Shevdal, only 4.4 seconds off the lead with Jesper Nelin, 10.6 seconds back. Samuelsson, 21.8 seconds off the pace. Now punished by those misses and perhaps not having had the Olympic Games that he was dreaming of, still has come away from the Games with a bronze medal in the relay competition. He has the best medal of all. He can go home to his young daughter. And now Campbell Wright, still in the lead. Dali Shevdal trying to close the gap, making Simon Eder work very hard to stay with the pace. Now those three at the front certainly have really pushed it, with Jesper Nelin not managing to close the gap at all. Jesper Nelin coming out of shoot one, 10.6 seconds back. And now, one final visit in stand. Dali Shevdal getting close to Campbell Wright's skis. The first shot comes down, and it's a hit from Wright. It's 3 for 3. He misses the fourth. Johannes Dali Shevdal taking his time, but misses the last. Eder with a miss as well. It's going to be a ski race to the line. Jesper Nelin also with one mistake. Claude, the opportunity now gone, and Samuelsson likewise. And there is going to be one of your winners. If Claude now with another miss is out of the picture, it's going to be between Campbell Wright, Simon Eder and Johannes Dali Shevdal. Jesper Nelin comes out 9 seconds behind, but Campbell Wright has already made his attack, has broken away. Dali Shevdal going along the right-hand side of Simon Eder, who responds and is managing to keep the pace with the youngster, the gold medalist in the mass start at the Olympic Games, unable to pass Simon Eder. Hundreds of races of World Cup experience depriving the youth and enthusiasm of the Norwegian. But Campbell Wright once again slipping, but still managing to stay on his feet. He is fighting towards the line and is certainly going to claim the victory in this mass start individual competition. Second place going to Johannes Dali Shevdal, and Eder in third place, only pipped by 0.3 seconds by the Norwegian. Smiles all round. Jesper Nelin crossing the line, 16 seconds back in fourth. Close, but no cigar. Sebastian Samuelsson now receiving his applause. He truly is a legend of this sport. And seeing him in tears in an interview at the Olympic Games was heartbreaking. And he really has been such an inspiration to so many. And what a victory there from Campbell Wright. As in towards the finish comes Florent Claude for Belgium. And the atmosphere in this stadium is absolutely buzzing. Well, maybe one day we'll see events like these on the World Cup. The Biathlon Mass Start 60, one of those events that are novel, new, and really changing it up. So dramatic, so exciting. And there it is, Campbell Wright with the win. Johannes Daly-Chevdal in second. Simon Eder takes third. All of them with a miss. So now we brace ourselves for the final. The interview you're hearing now in Swedish, and I tried to the best of my ability to understand it, and I failed you, I'm afraid. So we get to just discuss these beautiful images of Campbell Wright saluting as he crossed the line, as he claimed that audacious victory. And look at the pain that they feel. Even in a short race like this, the body really does hurt. You could see with Campbell Wright slipping from time to time. The track was difficult, was undulating. But yet Campbell Wright claiming the victory at what is the perfect event leading into the World Cup in Kontiolahti.
Campbell, tell me about your night here in Stockholm, please.
Oh, it's been great.
Eder's over, now to Campbell Wright.
Not too bad, huh? No, it's been awesome. Really happy I got the invite, and super happy to compete here, yeah.
How is it to reload from Olympics to this kind of city events, more of joy and fun?
Oh, it's so nice, dude. Like, shooting here, you feel so free. Like, it's, you know, shooting at the Olympics, everyone got big expectations, and it's like, whoa. But nah, shooting here, you can just pull the trigger, and it's awesome. I love it.
Is this like a good stop before the World Cup starts again?
I'll say yeah, because I didn't do much training this last week, and I think I needed to turn on the engine a little bit. So physically and mentally, I think it's a great stop.
So what do you bring from Stockholm to Finland?
Hopefully myself and my rifle and my skis. Yeah, and just the joy of biathlon. So good.
And what do you bring personally from Stockholm?
I don't really understand the question.
Yeah, what do you bring to the person?
I bring the Swedish people with me. No, I don't know. I don't know the correct answer to that question, mate. Yeah, I don't know. I try to race like this everywhere, even at the Olympics, and yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But no, I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for the performance, as always.
No worries. You're welcome, mate. Anytime.
Campbell Wright, always bringing the excitement and drama. And like you said, it wasn't that at the Olympics he didn't try to come with a performance like that. It's just that the pressure is different. Looking down the sight of the rifle is not the same at an Olympic Games as it is when you look down the sight of a rifle firing thousands of rounds in training. Something changes. The pressure is impossible to shut out. And shooting is so psychological once you learn how to do it well. It then just becomes a mental battle. So now, here are your finalists in the single mixed relay. Justine Breza-Boucher in France 1. Hanna Öberg and Ponsaloma in Sweden 2, the only Swedish team to make the final. Of course, Norway have 2 teams, but none of them came from the first qualifier. Norway 2, the last team with Tandrevold Nordal and Arne Kliev. Norway 3 with Christiansen and Arne Kliev. Hanna Öberg partnered up with her partner in crime in biathlon and in life. Martin Ponsaloma will take the second and final leg. Tandrevold and Nordal. They will be going as Norway Team 2. Arne Kliev alongside Vetle Sjåstad Christiansen as Norway Team 3. Not the best qualifying round, through by the skin of their teeth, but through nevertheless. Now defending champions in this event, Minkkinen and Seppala. Can they do it again as they've done it before? Well, certainly they can, but will they? Now Sophie Chauveau beginning the brilliant comeback in the qualifiers, really setting Fabian Claude up to have his best race. And now Marlene Fischner, along with Fracture. Excellent shooters. Slower on the tracks. But this is a different combination of the 2 disciplines than we usually see on the World Cup. Now, Amy Baserga on Hartveg. Alongside Hanna Öberg, who's all smiles, as so many are now at this event. Campbell Wright said it. This is the perfect post-Olympic stop, pre-Conti Alati. Warm up for the mind, the body and soul. Hanna Öberg now fighting for the victory. But not if Justine Breza-Boucher and Emilienne Jacquelin can have their way. As France team number 1. Now, only a few moments to go before we get underway for the final. Anything can happen, because biathlon, of course, is unpredictable by nature.
10 seconds to start.
10 seconds until the final.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Only 8 shoots now separating them from crossing the line in front of 10,000 people. They're fighting to get themselves back into the flow of things, but they're fighting for the love of this incredible sport. Taking the lead now, straight out the gates, Justine Breza-Boucher with Hanna following on closely. A gap then opening up to Baserga, as Arne Kliev and Tandrevold attempt to get through the traffic. Breza-Boucher making it difficult to close that little gap. Minkkinen just staying calm and collected at the back. She's really coming into her best form now this season. It's been exceptional for the Finn. Seppala, her teammate, have been here, they've done it. They won in 2025. And now Justine Breza-Boucher still holding down enough of a pace that Amy Baserga hasn't closed right on the heels of Hannah Öberg, perhaps just going conservatively, and the Norwegian duo then side by side behind the Swiss biathlete. Tandrevold, an exceptional biathlete. Now, in for the first of 8. Breza-Boucher, closest to your screen. And the first shot is fired by Tandrevold on the top of your screen. And now 5 out of 5 for Hannah Öberg. It's easy. Amy Baserga does just the same. It's clear for Fichtner. And now, with Arne Kliev getting the targets down, spares required alongside Minkinen, they are out. Sweden 2 with Hannah Öberg in the lead. Switzerland in second with Amy Baserga. And Marlene Fichtner in third. Now Ingrid Tandrevold just in ahead of Minkinen. It's not a big gap at all at the front. Amy Baserga trying to close it, but just as we saw on the first lap, that is no easy task. The temptation in this adrenaline-fueled, noise-filled stadium, an intense, dramatic bout is just go crazy on the skis and really attack. But they have to go into that shooting range 3 more times, of course, with a break as they hand over after their next shoot. Tactics, strategy, and pacing all apply in a race like this, fun or not. The principles of biathlon success will see the same rise to the top. Now Hannah Öberg coming into the range for stand, with Amy Baserga right behind her in lane 2. Marlene Fichtner joins them on lane 3. And Arne Kliev on lane 4. Excellent shooting from Baserga. Hannah Öberg requires a spare, but Baserga goes 5 for 5. Excellent shooting from the Swiss biathlete as Hannah Öberg claims the 5th target with the 6th shot. Fichtner now gets the targets down. She goes clear, but Minkinen is out as well. The targets went down with ease, and now the exchange is done. Switzerland is in the lead. Being chased only 3.5 seconds. The gap back to Martin Ponsaloma. And now, out comes Tandrevold, handing to Oldal. Arne Kliev handing over to Christensen. And at the very back, much to our surprise, Emilia Jacquelin, Justine Breza-Boucher struggling with those rounds. But if anyone is going to claw back time, well, we saw that at the Olympic Games. They handed over to Emilia Jacquelin way down as Fabien Claude found himself on the penalty loop. And all of a sudden, as if from nowhere, at the next exchange, Emilia Jacquelin was back in contention, and they came back to claim the gold medal. Absolutely extraordinary, and in large part due to the immense performance from Emilia Jacquelin. He now has no pressure for a fun event like this. How will that change the dynamic? Now Nicholas Hartveg on lane 1. Martin Ponsaloma beside him. First miss now from Hartveg. Ponsaloma joins him with a miss. But only one miss apiece for the two leaders. As Fracture now is promising a 5 for 5. Can he do it? He follows through. The targets go down and Seppala joins him with a lovely 5 out of 5. Vetle Sjostad Christensen does the same. Oldal, can he match his teammate? Yes, he can. All the targets go down and Emilien Jacquelin does just that. Now watch as these athletes bunch up as they come in towards stand. The gap has now closed to a mere 18.2 seconds. Hartveg maintaining his lead, but only 5.6 seconds ahead of Fracture of Germany. Martin Ponsiluoma of Sweden in third, 6.1 seconds back. Only 1.5 seconds ahead of Finland's Seppala. Hartveg may look calm, he may look relaxed, and he's shooting as though he's relaxed, but he has on his heels Olympic gold medalists galore. 3 of the men chasing him came away from the Olympic Games with a gold medal. Hartveg now straight to lane 1, transitioning from the stress of the physical exertion around this Olympic venue to focus on the targets. It's quick shooting. Is it too quick? It certainly is. Now he needs these targets to go down. Martin Ponsiluoma is coming out with fury, and he gets 5 for 5. Rapid style, immense shooting there from the Swede as he comes out with what will be an enormous lead. Emilien Jacquelin missing his last shot. Fracture, likewise, missing the last shot, but Seppala now fighting to redo what he did in 2025 with Minkinen. Can they be part of the winning team again? Jacquelin finally getting that last target down. And look how close it is. Finland in second. Norway, team 3, with Juni Arnekliev and Vetle Sjostad Christensen. Handing over in third. Amy Baserga and Niklas Hartveg in fourth. 14.3 seconds back, it's so close. Now Hannah Öberg with a significant lead. A lead that can fade away if the shots don't go down. The penalty loop is looming. It may be short, but the time it takes to load the spares can be enough to open the door for anybody to exploit their weaknesses. Fichtner now struggling to keep on the heels of Tandrevold. She came out only 1 second behind the Norwegian. That's opened up. Anna Öberg on lane 1. Her second last visit to this shooting range in this race. And she makes it look so easy. 5 out of 5. Now Martin Ponsiluoma finds himself once again watching as she comes into stand with his hopes held high. Minkinen goes 5 out of 5. The next to go clear as Arnekliev thought she went 5 for 5, but it wasn't so, as now Amy Baserga's up. Tandrevold is out. Marlene Fichtner is out. And trouble now for France. Team 1 and Team 2. Justine Breza-Boucher needs to get this last shot, or it will be the penalty loop. Well, it remains to be seen what happens at the back end of the field. But is it too early to say it's too late for France to come back into this? Well, 23.4 seconds back. at the exchange. That's become 49 seconds back after shoot number 5. Hannah Öberg now with a stretch behind her of open snow. Nobody in sight. And now SWE Minkkinen. The gap was 14 seconds. Her form is exceptional. Technique, golden. And now she will visit that range for the final stand shoot. Her participation in this mixed relay. But all eyes now on Hannah Öberg on home snow. Oh, the two following shots do not go down. The sigh of the audience, almost as loud as the cheers. The spares going in so fast. But Minkkinen is hunting down the Swede, who's only got one more chance. And all of a sudden, SWE Minkkinen is past Hannah Öberg. Tandrevold has gone clear. Excellent shooting now. And once again, Finland are back in the lead. Hannah Öberg and Martin Ponsiluoma in second. And now Uldal with an opportunity to showcase his remarkable standing shooting speed. Seppälä with a very low technique on his right leg. Almost reminiscent of the 80s style of skiing. But it is fast. He is efficient, and he knows how to excel in these head-to-head battles. He's done it before. He's claimed the victory here in 2025 with SWE Minkkinen. Ponsiluoma right behind him, winning the gold medal in the pursuit competition at the Olympics. Uldal perhaps not having raced as much as he'd have liked at the Olympics. He has a long career ahead of himself. And with shooting as he displays, as fast as he does it, so much more excitement to come from the young Norwegian. Seppälä, lane 1. Ponsiluoma, lane 2. Christiansen, 3. Uldal, lane 4. Now Uldal, fast shooting, accurate shooting. Christiansen gets all the targets down. It's clear. It's also clear for Uldal. Martin Ponsiluoma has found himself now dropped back down the order into 4th place, and that's assuming he gets this next shot, which he does. And now, Vetle Sjåstad Christiansen is at the top. Martin Ponsiluoma, 14.1 seconds behind. Now finding himself with work to do. Christiansen, he's composed, arguably one of the greatest anchor legs of all time, taking Emil Hegle Svensson's spot as being the reliable last leg. Now finds himself with an opportunity to claim the victory here in Stockholm. But he has to do it by beating Seppälä. So composed in a race like this. Uldal, the Norwegian behind. Again, with a unique ability to get the targets down under pressure, but as ever, shooting fast comes with its risk. Now, the battle for the victory is between 3 teams. Christiansen starting with a miss. Seppala responding with accuracy, with precision, and it's 5 out of 5 for Seppala. Christensen gets the rifle on quickly. Uldal manages to get the 5 targets down, and it's going to be an absolutely brutal ski battle now. There's so few opportunities to overtake, but this is going to come right down to the line. Christensen is not going to make it easy to get past. Seppala barely can get his pole on, and they've become tangled. Uldal's left hand getting stuck in Seppala's pole. And now Christensen opening up a massive gap. He is sprinting full capacity. And he has no idea the tangle that just occurred. But there's still space, there's still time. Can Uldal do something special? Seppala is out of contention, that is for sure. Christensen with a tumble. Can he get the momentum back? He looks over his shoulder. He thinks it's sealed. It is sealed. And it is going to be a victory for Vetle Sjåstad Christensen and Arne Kliev of Norway. What a race. What a brilliant race. What a battle right to the line with Uldal and Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold taking second place. And what a performance from Tandrevold. Such control on her second stand. The targets went down with such ease. Seppala perhaps losing out on this one due to a tangle with Uldal. But it's third for Finland, fourth for Switzerland. Martin Ponsaloma, perhaps at one stage in this race, thought alongside Hannah Öberg that it was in the bag. But it wasn't. As now, Fratscher of Germany will congratulate Fichtner with their success. And then Milian Jacquelat throws his hands up in dismay. What happened, he's saying. Well, he showed us exactly what he's capable of at the Olympic Winter Games. He's a fighter. And now, Fabien Claude, not yet complete. What's he going to do in this last shoot? All on him. Rapid fire, perhaps. He takes the time to rebreathe. Discipline. The conflicting interest. Entertain the audience with rapid fire shooting, or don't have this situation. There are 10,000 people clapping non-rhythmically as you try and shoot. There's no easy task, and the targets go down. What a relief. Fabien Claude would have liked those targets to have gone down in quick succession, but he is an entertainer and is going to give the crowd something to cheer on this last lap, as he did at the Olympic Winter Games in the mass start, where he joined up with Campbell Wright for that iconic sprint finish. Alongside Romanen of Italy. Fabien Claude missing 9 on that occasion, uncharacteristically so. Now here to rebuild that confidence and to get himself prepared for the World Cup races still to come, shortly on the horizon. And now, let's have it. Fabien Claude once again giving us a sprint finish to remember, and coming across the line, bringing the smiles, the joy, celebrating the love of this sport. Perhaps not in the way that he'd have liked, but hey, he's a gold medalist after all. Perhaps once again not in the way he'd have liked, but the outcome remains the same. You make the French team, and you are on a team that is capable of claiming a gold medal, even if you end up on the penalty loop yourself. So now, the official winners, of course, now Norway Team 3. That is Juni Arne Kliev and Vetle Sjåstad Christensen. Norway 2, claiming second place with Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold and Martin Oldal. And Tero Seppälä and Suvi Minkinen in third. Well, that really was a tangle on the last lap between Oldal. His pole didn't just seem to get in a tangle with Seppälä. It was almost as though the pole got stuck in his arm and then behind Seppälä's pole. So he couldn't just simply lift it up because Seppälä was expecting the pole to break free from the tangle at any moment. But somehow, it wasn't to be. Those precious seconds lost prevented Oldal from closing the gap on Christensen, who's already showcased his ability to sprint on the last lap. But what a performance from Hanna Öberg. The Swedes leading until shoot number 5. But then at shoot number 6, it got turned upside down as Suvi Minkinen performed to the highest level on the range, getting past the Swede. And then it fell to Ponsaloma to do the damage to the podium, but unfortunately only did damage to Sweden's prospects of getting on the podium. When we do hear an interview in English, I shall fall silent to allow you to hear it. But look at the tension there from the Swedish supporters. Exhilaration. It's so addictive, this sport. Watching the athletes you love getting the targets down in style. And what more special a moment than when Emilian Jacquelin did that in 16.8 seconds and stand at the Olympic Games. Christensen, the rifle so swiftly onto his back, allowing him to get onto that inside line, preventing Seppälä from squeezing by. And then that move, those fractions of a second, were all that were required then to put Seppälä and Oldal in a tough spot. And Seppälä cannot help but smile. Well, 5 races, all of pure drama and excitement.
Very excited.
Let's hear from your winners.
Than win in Sweden.
Is it like that?
It is like that. After the Olympics, we felt the Swedish were quite close, both at the relays and for sure with Martin's win at the pursuit. So it's great to strike back at the first try here.
Describe the feeling to compete in this kind of stadiums and this kind of competitions.
Wow, it's crazy. It's a lot of audience and everyone is screaming, especially at the Swedish, which gives us a lot of motivation to ski fast and shoot well, and we did, so yeah, very happy.
It's a lot of joy, of course, a lot of fun, but still, you're here as a champion.
We are here as athletes trying to earn some well-deserved money after the Olympics. It was only a loss like money-wise, so yeah, it was a great win today, and I have to say I'm really impressed by the conditions, like the snow. It's better than most World Cup venues, so enjoying racing here every year, and for sure we will come back.
And what can you bring from here to the World Cup that starts again very, very soon?
Yeah, it starts again in a few days. It was both quite exhausting and nice to really push the body again today. It's been a quiet week after the Olympics. Only laying on bed and having some short session skiing. So yeah, a good feeling from today. I think that will kick off the last trimester in a really, really good way.
Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Norwegians winning on Swedish snow. Well, that's always bittersweet. And a bit of jesting from Christensen and Arne Kliev. Of course, the crowd is largely Swedish, and so are bringing a lot of support for every round that goes down from the Swedes. I think this is what the audience love to see. World-class biathletes coming to these places like in Munich at the Loop 1 Festival prior to the season. What an event. And races and ranges being built in creative and safe manners. And you can see that the audience showed up in huge numbers to see this race. Perhaps some for the first time, perhaps some who really wanted to be there to see the medal redistribution take place. As the Swedish team got the medal that was deprived of them all that time ago. Now, as Evgeny Ustigov, results have been nullified from 2010 to 2014. A win for fair play sport, a win for the Swedish relay team, and a win from everybody in the biathlon family who's an advocate of fair and clean sport. And thank you to everybody who's been joining us. We will be taking a look at some of the highlights from today. And the interviewer has now officially received a cake to the face. And Dali Shevdal, never deprived of an opportunity to eat some of that. But if only I was able to understand the language, I could tell you what's going on. Well, there you go. Goggles on, protecting the eyes of the world-class Olympic champions. But I suppose the eyes of the presenter was less a concern. But it's been my pleasure, Scott Dixon, with the opportunity to talk to you about these fantastic events as they unfold. And I do hope that you will be joining us also for the World Cup soon to start. Starts with the 15-kilometer individual on the 5th of March. So, 10,000 fans of biathlon arrive at this iconic venue to watch these races unfold. Campbell Wright, cool, entertaining, not able to understand all the interview's questions, but nevertheless able to win his individual mass start. But Christiansen perhaps stealing the glory on that final leg, but a team effort with Union Kliev doing such a great job. Seppala's pole tangled up with Oldal's hand, allowing Christiansen an easy avenue to the victory. That is the moon. So now, an honour lap of the victors, of the local superstars, of the Olympic medalists, the champions of this era. spreading the love of this unbelievable sport. A sport that so many people are falling in love with. Combining the agony of racing with the discipline of holding it together on the shooting range. And now the audience telling the International Biathlon Union, we're ready for more of these. And for true biathlon fans all around the world, having an opportunity to see yet more races is an absolute gift. To see on full display in a relaxed manner how these athletes perform under different circumstances. What struck me was just how many hits there were. I know that sounds ludicrous given the fact they truly are Olympic champions with unbelievable skill sets. But the very fact that under that very high intensity, able to shoot so quick, hit the targets, really is an amazing ability. Now, I can absolutely guarantee you every one of these athletes are going to go home and wash those gloves. They are not going to want to be involved in any germs that might hinder their trimester 3. Still 3 World Cup visits to go. Kontiolahti between the 2nd and 8th of March. First race is on the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. And then that's followed by a trip to Estonia, to Otepää. And there on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, we'll have yet more dramatic, exciting races until the final World Cup of the season, which will be in Oslo, Holmenkollen. One of the most epic venues on the biathlon circuit. The Norwegian King will grace us, no doubt, with his presence, as he so often does. And so much will then be told of the Crystal Globe overall World Cup winners. And the Crystal Globe winners for each respective discipline, the sprint category, individual, so on and so forth. And now the opportunity for some young Swedish biathletes to ski around with the champions, who've brought us so many hours of entertainment and joy. Well, where would we be without biathlon? Ponsaloma just can't get enough of these high fives or low fives, given his stature. And I really must thank you all for joining, for sharing your love of the sport. And every time you tune into one of these races, it sends the message that you are ready to see more events just like this. More formats that are fast, undulating, changeable, unpredictable. And there's not only legends out there on the track, there's legends up there in the audience, never missing an opportunity to watch the targets fall. And once again, I've been Scott Dixon. It's been my pleasure to bring the commentary of this race to you. And now the closing words from the stadium announcer.
För Frankrike, Justine Bressas-Boucher och Emilienne Jacquelin. Här kommer Jan Kowalski, tävlingsarrangör, och delar ut blomster Ifrån Norge har vi också Maren Kirkeide och Johannes Dale. Det ska bli mer norskt här så småningom kan jag säga. Sen för Schweiz, Amy Basarga och Niklas Hartweg. Och kul att vi hade belgiskt här i år också. Från Belgien, Lotteli och Florent Claude. Och ifrån Frankrike, Sophie Chavot och Fabien Claude. Ifrån Österrike, tack för idag. Tack för today, Tamara Steiner och Simon